the old school sons and daughters of the country, and I wish all you a healthy and prosperous living status at first. So here I just meet you through the YouTube channel of KR College. So you daughters and sons, if we think a moment about the present situation, so the time is moving ahead, but the world is moving back. So that is the present situation that can be seen very clearly. So the reason for that, if we consider about the natural situation, the many natural disasters are being occurred day by day. So they as well some other epidemics can be heard that we have never heard before. So parallel to them, as a student, you have to restrict or you have to accomplish your educational necessity by means of technologically. And being from that, I just address you through this channel of O level and under O level students only. So through this channel, I expect to donate or offer my math skill and to donate even a dip of my knowledge before you. And initially in this occasion, I address all level student of 2021 in this year, and you should aware that you are in the mid of the year and there are few months only remaining to sit for your exam, and then assiduously you should try to cover all of the matters in the syllabus, not only in maths but also of all the subjects. And I just decide to explain, if not discuss with you, very important lessons in your syllabus. So I just select your 13th lesson, the second part of your textbook. It is mentioned in the content as formulae. It is the name of 13th lesson in the content. But if you turn the 13th lesson in your textbook, the second part, the topic can be seen as equations. So there is a great difference between two of those names, between the lesson and content. So however, the name of that lesson in the content as formulae, but that name, the formulae should be amended as equations itself, because equations and formulae are not same. Then so however, our lesson is equations. So it is clear all your educational matters are linked according to a certain order. So if we take a lesson, that lesson is arranged in according to a certain order. So if we consider this lesson the equations, the equations was started in grade 8, I think. So and you have passed many years up to this year. Now we are in O level. So if you check, if you inspect your lesson equations, so there are many aspirations in the lesson equations. So and then those aspirations in the equation of your textbook, so it's based the simultaneous equations. So before to explain about the simultaneous equations, I just indicate, I just present a sketch about the equations. It is, you should know as, if we get as equations, its order. The equation is shared into two parts, two forms, as linear equations and other is quadratic equations. Then linear equations also is shared into another two parts as simple equations and other is simultaneous equations. And we should try to that. And then as main aspirations of equations in your textbook, then you can check, you can inspect three targets, three aspirations as construct simultaneous equations, simultaneous equations with, this is a very special phrase, with rational coefficients. Is the first aspiration of a lesson equation. Construct simultaneous equations with rational coefficients. And second aspiration is solve those equations. What are those equations? Simultaneous equations with rational coefficients. Then third aspiration is solve quadratic equations. These are the three aspirations of your lesson equations. Then we should study these aspirations one by one. Then by following your previous knowledge you learned in earlier grades, then that knowledge should be revised and should repeated by you. And initially you should follow the review exercise of a lesson in the equation. It is compulsory. Review exercise should be covered. Then your previous knowledge is revised. That will be a very support, very push to understand this lesson. Then let's try to study. If not, let's try to get a full knowledge, satisfactory knowledge about simultaneous equations with rational coefficients. What is the word rational? Then we should remind about the rational numbers. What are the rational? Rational numbers are two forms. Rational numbers. There are two forms. One is whole numbers. Other is fractions. In short, rational numbers are two forms, from two kinds. They are whole numbers and fractions. If someone asks from you as what are the rational numbers, then your answer should be whole numbers and fractions. Two parts only. Then whole numbers are 1, 2, 3 and so on. Fractions can be got as half, 2 upon 3, 3 upon 5, and so on. Both these sections are included in rational numbers. Then, if you touch your early knowledge regarding to simultaneous equations, you studied simultaneous equations with whole numbered coefficients. Then I just take without taking enough further time, simultaneous equations with whole numbered coefficients. Then just I take 2x plus 3y equal 84. 2x plus 3y equal 84. And then 3x plus y equal 56. This is a pair of simultaneous equations. Then by using your previous knowledge, you can solve these equations and what are the words of x and y. Then if we revise along the previous knowledge, then initially there are two ways to solve this pair of simultaneous equations. This can be solved under two ways. Then if we name those two ways, one is removing a variable. Then you know, two variables as here x and y. Then if you want to find the worth of x at first, then you should remove variable y out of these equations. Then if you want to find the worth of y, then you should remove variable x. Then that method is named as removing a variable. And that method is very useful for you, I think. Not for you only. This method is very useful for majority of our students. Then second method is substitution. Then these two ways you should be emphasized regarding to solving simultaneous equations. Then first method is removing a variable. Second method is substitution. Then let's remind two of these methods one by one. First method is removing a variable. So I'll just solve this equation for you by using the first method. It is removing a variable. Then, as I said earlier, if you want to find the worth of x at first, then you should remove other variable, it is y. Then, if it is to remove variable y, the worth of y terms, the terms included y, should be equal of both of these equations. Then, if we name this equation as first equation and other is second equation, then now we are trying to remove the variable y. In the first equation, y term is plus 3y. In the second, it is plus y, it's not plus 1y. Then, if it is to remove y term out of this, worth of y should be equal. Y term is 3y of first, in the second it is y. Then coefficient of first equation, coefficient of y in the first equation 3 plus 3, it is in the second plus 1. If make them equal, in the second equation also y, the coefficient of y should be plus 3, plus or minus 3, because it is 3 of first. Then for that, second equation should be multiplied by 3, then so as to make equal the width of y of both. Then second equation should be multiplied by 3, and then another new equation is obtained as the all terms should be multiplied by 3. Then 9x first term is multiplied by 3, then 9x is multiplied by 3, then 3y, and right side 56 should be multiplied by 3, then this one, then 9x plus 3y, then this is multiplied right side, then 3 into 6 18, 3 into 5 15, and then 168. Then the new equation is obtained just like this. Then third equation is got by using the second equation. Then now we can use first and third equations. Of them, y terms are equal, plus 3y plus 3y. Then so if we want to write them closely, 2x plus 3y, then 84 it is first, and then here of both these equations, y terms are included as plus 3y plus 3y. Word and signs here, operations, here addition of both y terms as applied by the addition mark. Then this would be subtracted to remove y here. When 3y is subtracted from 3y, it is neglected, it is removed. Then we can subtract first equation from third. The lower values is mentioned in the first. It is better to subtract first equation from the third. Then third equation minus first equation. Then plus 3y are logged because they are subtracted. And then 9x minus 2x, they are like terms. 9x minus 2x, then 7x, and then 168 minus 84, 8 minus 4, 4, 16 minus 8, 8, 6x equal 84. Then both sides can be divided by 7, then x equal 12, x equal 12. Then one variable is found, its worth is 12, then x is 12. One variable is found. Then other variable also can be found by using the worth of x here, it is 12. Now x equal 12 can be substituted for any equation, first, second or third. Now we can take an equation to substitute this value. The better equation, I think, 2x plus 3y equal 2x plus. So it is better second, I think. Second equation. X equal 12 is substituted to the second equation. Second. So it should be written as substitute x equal 12 to the second equation. Second equation, this one. It is 3x plus y equal 56. Then now we can substitute x equal 12. 3x plus y. Then you know the value of x 12. Then 3 into 12 plus y equal 56. Now this product is 36, then y equal 56. Here 36. Now we can make y the subject by removing 36 to the other side. Then you know that plus 36 is become as minus 36, then y equal 20. Now this is the usage of removing a variable to solve simultaneous equations. Here y equal 20. Now we know the two answers, value of x and value of y, are mentioned in various two places. Then it is better to put those answers together as finally as x equal 12 and y equal 20. These are the answers of x and y. So this is the method of using removing a variable to solve simultaneous equations. Then this method should be reminded again and again. This method should be followed for the other session also in the next. Okay, then if you follow the remind other method, it is substitution. So I just explain the second method also. Substitution. The initial simultaneous pairs was as well as 2x plus 3x equal 84, then 3x plus y equal 56, I think. Okay, and now we are following the second method. It is substitution. Should be named as first and second equations. Now under this method, one of these variables should be the subject. So make the subject from any equation. So it is better to take second equation. So I just take second equation and make y the subject, and from second y equal then 56. Then 3 is removed the other side. Here it is positive, then it is become as negative. Then y is given y is expressed in terms of x. Y equal 56 minus 3x. Then this value can be substituted to the first equation. Then should be written as substitute to first equation. Substitute to the first equation. This first equation is 2x plus, here this will be 3y. 2x plus 3y, 3 is constant, then y. Then now y is 56 minus 3x. Then there's a multiplication between 3 and y here. Then should be put bracket. Then 56 minus 3x, because this is y. 3y, y is this one. Then equal 84. Now a new equation is obtained in terms of x only. Then by removing the bracket of this new equation, then it can be simplified. Then the inner terms should be multiplied by the out term. It is 3. Then 3 into 56. 3 into 56 is 168. Then minus 3 into 3x, then 9x equal this one. Then there are like terms in the left side, 2x and minus 9x. 2x and minus 9x. When they are simplified, 2x and minus 9x, then minus 7x. Plus here 168 equal 84. Then so however we should find the value of x. Can be the subject, make the subject. Then here s term is minus here. So however it can be simplified as follow by placing itself minus 7x. 168 can be removed the other side, then it should become as minus 168. Then here minus 7x. Here 84 minus 168. Then in the right side negative values obtained because the large is negative. Then 8 minus 4, 4. 16 minus 8, 8 minus 84. Then both sides can be divided by minus 7. Then s is remain in the left side. Then here 12. Here both sides can be divided by minus 7. Then the form of getting the answer as 12. Then x equal 12. Now it is very easy to find the value of y by using the y section taken from the second equation early. As in early we took as y equal 56 minus 3x, I think. Okay. Then y equal
56 minus 3 into x here. X is 12. Then 3 into 12. Then y equal 56 minus 36. Then y equal 20.
These answers was obtained in the first method also. In the initial method, it is removing a variable. First method was it is. This is the method of substitution. So this is the way of using the substitution to solve simultaneous equations. When you follow the method of substitution, then it should be make one variable the subject. Here initially y was the subject, y was main, and the subject from the second equation it was this one, and this section was substituted to the other equation. Then and under this steps x and y were found as 12 and 20. So this is the method of substitution. These two ways should be reminded again and again regarding to simultaneous equations. And secondly, I just take another simultaneous equations with fractional coefficients. Another pair of simultaneous equations with fractional coefficients. So I just take it as 1 upon 4 into A plus 2 upon 5 into B equal 10. Then the first equation. Another is 3 upon 4 into A minus 1 upon 5 into B equal 2. These are the fractional coefficient equations. Here coefficient of A is 1 upon 4, coefficient of B is 2 upon 5, and in others also it is 3. Then usually it should name as first and second. So you already know there are two methods, two ways to solve these equations. They are removing a variable and other is substitution. So I just solve this simultaneous equations by using two of those methods. Then initially let's take the first method. It is removing the variable. Then so if we consider usually if we want to remove a certain variable, then worth of that term should be equal. Then if we want to remove here b, then those coefficients should be equal in both equations. Here in the first equation the coefficient of b is 2 upon 5. It is in the second 1 upon 5. They are not changed. But if to remove b here, those coefficients should be equal. So it is very clear to make equal those coefficients, the second equation should be multiplied by 2, because the numerator of 2 of the first equation of the b term, numerator is 2 here. Then in the second also 1 upon 5 should be amended as 2 upon 5. For that, second equation should be multiplied by 2. Then it should be written as second equation multiplied by 2, and after all terms should be multiplied by 2, not only the relevant term, all terms should be multiplied. Then when this first term is multiplied by 2, here coefficient 3 upon 4, when 3 upon 4 is multiplied by 2, 3 upon 4 into 2, then when it is simplified, this occurred 3 upon 2 is obtained. 3 upon 2 into A minus 2 upon 5 into B equal 4. Then the new equation is obtained. It is named as third equation. Now, can be used first and third equations. Now, of them, the variable B, the coefficient of variable B are same. 2 upon 5, 2 upon 5. Here, operations, mathematical operations of them, in the first it is plus, in the third it is minus. Then when these equations are added, B terms are removed. If not deserted, then they become as null. Now we can add first equation and third equation. That should be mentioned in the first, in the front. Then plus 2 upon 5 into B and minus 2 upon 5 into B, they are locked because they are plus and minus. And A terms, 1 upon 4 into A, 3 upon 2 into A, they are added. Both of them are about plus. Then 1 upon 4 plus 3 upon 2. 1 upon 4 plus 3 upon 2. 1 upon 4 into A plus 3 upon 2 into A. Then the simplification of left side. Then the right side, 10 plus 4. Then 14. Then the new position. Then in the left side, both these terms are like terms. Then 1 upon 4 and 3 upon 2, they are fractions. Here, if to simplify the left side here, denominators should be equal. Here, first denominator is 4, other is 2. Then LCM should be considered. LCM of 4 and 2. LCM of 4 and 2. It is 4. It is 4. That means this 2 is also become as 4. For that, this term should be multiplied by 2. Term is numerator and denominator. Then can be written again as 6 upon 4 into A. Here 3 upon 2 is multiplied by, both numerator and denominator are multiplied by 2. And then here 14. Then now denominators are equal, then numerators are only simplified. 1 plus 6, then 7 upon 4 into A equal 14. Now A can be the subject, then 7 upon 4, it is the coefficient. It is removed to the right side, then it has become the reciprocal. So I just a separate line ahead of this line. Then A is the subject, 7 upon 4 is remove the other side, then it's become as reciprocal 4 upon 7. 4 upon 7. Then here numerator is, there is numerator as 14, denominator is 7, they are looped as 1 and 2. Then remainders are in the numerator 2 into 4, 2 into 4, then 8. Now the variable A is obtained. Its worth is 8. A is 8. Now the other variable, it is B. Then B should be found by using A equal 8. Now we can substitute equal 8 to any of these equations, to the first or second or third, then we should select what the each equation is. Then it is very easy. I think all are same. I think now we can take any equation. So let's take first equation itself. So then now a equal 8, there should be written a new step as substitute a equal 8 to the first, that should be encircled, then first equation. This means first equation. This is the first equation. Now we can substitute 8 instead of a here. Then 1 upon 4 into means multiply. A is 8, then plus 2 upon 4 into b equal 10. In this term, there's a product. That's 1 upon 4 into 8. 4 and 8 are log as 1 and 2. Then here, in this term, the result is obtained as 2. Then it is plus. It can be removed the other side. Then will remain in the left side. B term. Here 2, it is plus. It's become to the left, right side. Then 8 is obtained the right side. Then b is the subject in the left side. 2 upon 5. It is the coefficient. Just remove the other side, and it is also become as reciprocal as 5 upon 2. Here 2 and 8 are simplified as 1 and 2, 1 and 4, then 4 into 5 in the numerator. 4 into 5 is 20. Then b is obtained as 20. Now both variables are solved by this. A equal 8 and b equal 20. So it is clear that these two answers are placed in two far places. Then those answers will be closed in the end of the answer as a equal 8 and b equal 20. This is the way of mentioning the answer finally of both. So this is the usage of removing of a variable to solve simultaneous equations. This type is fractional coefficient simultaneous equations. Then this is one example only. So now you can follow your textbook also with examples in that. And after that, you should try to cover all the fractional coefficient simultaneous equations in the textbook. So this is the first method we used. Then we can use the other method also. It is substitution. So you should repeat these methods on and on as well. Then let's try to discuss the other method also. Next is substitution. So the same simultaneous equations, they are 1 upon 4 into a plus 2 upon 5 into b equal 10. Others 3 upon 4 into a minus 1 upon 5 into b equal 2. These are the equations. Now in this method, the name of this method is substitution. Then this method, one of these variables should be the subject by using any equation. That means if we try to get an expression for b here in terms of a, then let's try to make b the subject of second. Then from it should be mentioned as from second. Then so let's try to make a the subject. Then 3/4 into a. Then here let's try to make a the subject. Then other term should be removed other side, b term. Then right side is 2. This term is removed other side, then it has become inverse. Then in the left side it is minus, the right side positive. Then 1/5 into b. And then let's when subject a by removing 3/4 to the other side. Then here there's a multiplication between two of these values, between 3/4 and a. Then when it is removed this coefficient 3/4 the right side, then right side should be divided by this coefficient, because here there's multiplication. Then here right side is this one. Then that the whole right side, entire right side should be divided by 3/4. Here multiplication should become as division, the right side. Then our usual knowledge can be used here. Then 2 plus 1/5 to b. Then this division is become as multiplication. You can get then the head number is reciprocal. Then 4/3. Then initially here this bracket should be used because the entire right side should be divided by 3/4. Then two terms are inside the bracket. Both of them should be multiplied by our term. Then let's multiply 1 by 1. Here first term is 2. Then 2 into 4/3. Then there are no common factors of numerator and denominator here. Then 2 into 4, it is 8, the numerator. Denominator is 3. 8/3. Then first term 8/3. Then 1/5 into b should be multiplied by 4/3. 1/5 to b, this one. Here also there are no common factors of up and down. Then numerators here 1b 4, 1b, then 4b, that's the numerator. Denominator is 5 into 3, it is 15. Then the second term is 4b upon 15. Now this is the value worth of A in terms of B. Now A is subjected. The encircled part is the value of A. This part is taken, it's got from the second equation. Now this value can be substituted to the other equation, it is first. This value is taken from the second, then that value is substituted to the other. Here other is first equation. Now we can substitute that value. This is A. Now we can write as substitute value of A to the first equation, value of A here. Then now we can substitute here 1 upon 4, this is the first equation, 1 upon 4 into means multiply A is this one, because two terms are included, should be put a bracket. 8 upon 3 plus 4b upon 15, then 2 upon 5 into b equal 10. So this is the substitution, the value of A obtained earlier to the first equation. Now the new equation is obtained in terms of B. Variable B only is included in this equation, the new position. Right. So initially we should remove the bracket before we do other actions. Then 1 upon 4 into 8 upon 3. 1 upon 4, 8 upon 3. Then 4 and 8. 4 and 8 are simplified as 1 and 2. Then the remaining of the first term in the bracket 2 upon 3. 2 upon 3 because 4 and 8 are simplified. Then 2 upon 3 in the first part. And then 4b upon 15. 4b upon, that part also should be multiplied by 1 upon 4. Then let's write as we sketch. 1 upon 4 into 4b upon 15. Then 4 are locked. Then b upon 15. B upon 15 is remained. Now bracket is removed here. Next here 2 upon 5 into b equal 10. Now there are two like terms here. There are this. Now 2 upon 3 is removed to the right side. 2 upon 3. Then 10 minus 2 upon 3, because it is left side plus, it is become as minus in the right side. Then 10 minus 2 upon 3. Here one denominator is appear here, it is 3. Then here also is there's denominator as 1. Then if you make equal denominators, this should be also 3. Then 30 upon 3. 30 upon 3. That means 30 upon 3 means 30 minus 2. So if we write this step as 30 upon 3 minus 2 upon 3, then 30 minus 2 now is 28. 28 upon 3. And then these like terms can be simplified. Here 2b upon 5. Here b upon 15. 2b upon 5. Here also denominators are changed. The denominator of 5 also can be made as 15. Then this should be multiplied by 3, up and down by 3. Then 3 into 2, 6. This one 15. Then b upon 5 plus b upon 15 plus here 6b upon 15. 6b upon 15. And then 1b, 6b, then 7b. 7b upon 15 into 15 equal 28 upon 3. This is the new step. Now we can make b the subject of the new position. Now we should move the top of the board. Then 7b upon 15 equal 28 upon 3. Now b is 28 upon 3 into, then 7 upon 15 is removed to the other side, right side, then it is become as reciprocal 15 upon 7. 15 upon 7. Then so there are common factors that can be seen. 3 and 15 are logged as 1 and 5. 7 and 28 are simplified as 1 and 4. Then numerators are 4 and 5. 4 into 5. Then 20. Now value of b is obtained initially by using the method of substitution. Then so it is very long, so much actually. Then this method should be followed by us. However, we should try to get the full explaining, full knowledge about this method. So then this is the value of b. Then we can find the value of a. Then we can remember initially the variable a was the subjected by us. Then this is that value. This is that value. A equal 8 upon 3 plus 4b upon 15. Now we can write as substitute b equal 20 to a equal, if not substitute b equal 20 to the expression of a. Expression of a. The expression of a means this one. Then a equal 8 upon 3 plus 4b upon 15. Now b is 20 here. This one here 4b, 4 into b, 4 multiplied by b means 20, 4 into 20 means 80. Then here there are two fractions. This second fraction is simplified further. Then 3, the denominator and numerator are divided by 5 here. Then 15 divided by 5, 3. Then here 16. Then now the denominators are same, 3 and 3. Then numerators can be simplified. 8 plus 16. 8 plus 16 is 24. 24 upon 3. 24 upon 3 is 8. 3 is 8. Then this is the value of 8 is 8. And usually these answers are in two places in a few far. Then if we close them, A equal now 8, B equal 20. B equal 20. So with a very patient, you should follow this method. Actually it is very complex. We should accept it. So however you should follow. Then this is one example only. So as I said earlier, then you can follow your textbook also by following examples. Then you however should try to cover the simultaneous section. And so temporarily I just stop explaining about simultaneous equations in my showing. And then the next section of the textbook or the equation in the textbook regarding to quadratic equations. So if we check about the quadratic equations, then quadratic equations was started in grade 9, I think. Quadratic equations. So however here quadratic equations can be solved under three ways. You should aware clearly. Then under two ways quadratic equations can be solved. Here I just name those. First method is by using factors. Second is by using completing the square. And other last method is by using formula. Under these three methods, quadratic equations can be solved. So however, just now I don't decide to explain about the quadratic equations further in this showing. So next section it is quadratic equations to be discussed in the next showing. Then up to that, while you check your textbook with this or with all these sections, and in a very short time, I will issue the remaining part of the same lesson, and all your syllabus, your whole syllabus will be covered by me. However, clearly before you to uplift your skill in maths, and I would like to invite you to join me on and on in this short period, and so you should try to cover all your matters, not only in maths but also all your syllabus, all your lessons, all your subjects. So, however, without wasting your time, without misusing your equipments, your technological equipments, then by making the faith before any status of the society, before your parents, teachers, and before all others in the society, then you should be a disciple, actually should be a student self. So however, I just wish you good luck until to meet again in a short period of time in the long run. So I wish good luck.